What's up, guys? It's Rich back with another Gray Zone Warfare weapon build video for you today. Today we're talking about the absolute best guns you can rock in the end game. So this is with level 3 vendors. I'm going to show you 4 of the best guns, 2 5.56 builds, and then one 7.62 build, and then one 5.45 build you can go ahead and rock. I personally prefer running the 5.56 variant, as I do think 5.56 ammo is better than 7.6239, but let me know what you guys think. What weapon build do you prefer, or what platform? First thing we're going to hop into, let's talk about the M4A1. This guy right here is an absolute demon. Close quarter combat and medium to long range, depending on the scope you have on there, it is going to absolutely fry enemies. Plus 37 recoil control, minus 9% arm stamina drain, plus 9% weapon handling speed, and then plus 9% reload time with this build. It is going to absolutely be sure to fry enemies up close and medium to long range. Like I said, depending on the scope you have, if you want to get the 30mm mount with the Razor on there, it'll give you some advantages in being more flexible to be able to shoot enemies from a longer range. However, I do think that I love this red dot sight that comes with the Artisan level 3 AKM you can purchase. It is an absolute beautiful red dot sight, and I'll show you what it looks like now so you can get a good clear glimpse of it. It looks so clean. For close quarter combat, I think this might be the best reticle you can get in the game. I know a lot of people like the hollow, but I like just the minimal appearance of this dot. But each their own. Whatever scope you want to rock, the scope isn't going to affect the way the gun plays, just in terms of if you're looking for close quarter combats or medium to long range combats. So a couple things just to describe what's in here. So we have the MOE stock, and then we have the butt pad that we throw on that stock. So you guys, just this combination gives you an extra couple stat boosts. The M4 upper receiver, this is the same, that isn't touched, but inside of this M4 upper receiver, we have the RIS 12-inch handguard. Now, it doesn't matter which of the RIS 12s you go with. I believe they all have the same exact stats. I just think this one looks a little cleaner. So that's just personal preference there. The AFG2 foregrip is by far the best foregrip you can get in game. Then the 18-inch barrel as well for muzzle velocity. So the speed those bullets traveling, you definitely want to get the bigger barrel because this one gives you the most muzzle velocity out of any of the barrels in the game. Then the gas block, the AR-15 JPG. This is the best gas block in the game for M4 platforms or 5.56 platforms, so definitely go with that one. SF3P, the flash hider, so you can see what it looks like. This guy right here, and then you can throw the RC1 suppressor. It doesn't matter if you get the black one or the tan one. Either one of those is going to work just fine, and making sure it is the best suppressed version of the gun. Also, make sure you change out this charging handle. I see a lot of people forget this, but this gives you a nice little buff on reload time. Get the AR-15 Supreme charging handle. This is all level 3, by the way. Most of the stuff is level 3 vendors, so just be aware that this guide is kind of for level 3 vendors, but I make sure that's aware in the title and the thumbnail. So, and then you can get the DD grip, which this is also the best pistol grip you can get for the AR-15 platforms. And then, like I said, the sight doesn't really matter as much, but then I also have the 60-round mags on here. This is a game changer, just because being able to lay down fire at a longer, I guess, interval than a player with a 30-round mag will help you out in close quarter combats and medium range combat in terms of PvP or AI. Just having that 60-round mag is going to have a world of difference compared to somebody who has that 30-round magazine. So just be aware that when you get the gun to level 3, you have access to the 60-rounders, and that is going to be insane. The next gun from the 5.56 platform I want to talk about that a lot of people love, a lot of people ask me about, is the MK18. It's hard for me to tell me if I prefer the M4A1 or the MK18. I have been running it since yesterday, since I got the Gunny level 3. However, I do think the single fire on this is going to be a lot cleaner than the single fire in the M4A1. Now, if you want a full auto, I think the M4A1 is a little bit better. But, you know, it all comes down to personal preference. If this is more, in my opinion, of a DMR platform, even though it's using 5.56, I just like the MK18 as a DMR variant. So same thing here. We're using the MOE stock with the butt pad, and not a lot of difference there. With the barrel, we are using the 18-inch as well, AR-15 barrel. And then we're using the same thing, the SF3 prong flash hider with the RC1 suppressor. So those are both the same as the M4A1. We're also using the AFG foregrip as well. And then we're also using the DD grip and then the Supreme charging handle. So because these are the same platforms, there's not a lot of differentiating factors in between these two guns. Actually, I don't even know if there's any besides the actual like tan color and obviously the receiver. But it's in terms of the way the gun handles and feels. If you look at the stats in comparison, to compare the two. So the M4 has a recoil control of 37%, arm stamina drain -9%, weapon handling +2 versus +9. So I believe also this is affected maybe by the scope, so keep that in mind. Let me see if this affects the scope. Yeah, so the weapon handling affects that as well. So, or the scope affects the weapon handling. So just keep that in mind if you're going for medium to long range engagements or short range engagements. The reload time's the same just because you're using all the same accessory or attachments there. So that's the 5.56 variants. Those are two 5.56 builds you can get in the game right now with level 3 vendors that are the absolute meta. I love 5.56. Like if you ask me, if you come on my stream chat and ask me what my favorite gun is, it's gonna be 5.56 all day, every day. I think the ammo is just significantly better than any of the 7.62 or 5.45. I know I have a couple people in my chat that are 5.45 fiends, and I'm gonna try out this new AKM build for 7.62 ammo. So we'll see how that goes. But we're gonna switch off the 5.56 and let's talk about some of the 5.45 AKs. Okay, guys, so for my AK 545 fiends, this is the best build I believe you can get with a combination of Artisan and Turncoat. So there's a couple things to note. With the AK platform, there's two bullets. You can use 545 and 7.6239. I haven't used the higher tier 545 ammo yet, so I can't really give you feedback on that ammo, but those that have, they can probably say I've heard a lot of people in my chat say it's pretty reliable and pretty solid compared to 556. I still think I'll lean 556, but I'll definitely give this a try a little bit more, try and give it its fair share of things. So the biggest thing also to know with AKs, you'll know on the 545 and 7.62, more so on the 7.62 than 545, is I don't really rock the suppressor on them because the recoil is going to be a lot better controlled with just the DTK1. So this muzzle brake is going to be a lot better, especially if you have a bigger sight on there. It's going to be a lot easier to control with this muzzle brake than a suppressor. Granted, you're loud now, and a lot more people can hear where you're shooting from, but I'll trade that off for being able to shoot a bigger caliber bullet and be able to get the weapon a lot more controlled. So enough nonsense, enough yapping. So we have the DTK. Wow. So we have the DTK1 muzzle brake here. We have the RK9 pistol grip. We have the PDC, the Picatinny dust cover. So this is, you can also, I believe, get the dog leg as well. I don't think these actually have any difference statistically in terms of the upper receiver. So you can pick whichever one as long as it has a railing to mount sights on there. We have the 30mm low profile O-ring. This is a Gunny level 3 attachments along with the razor scope. And then on there, we have the AK buffer tube adapter. If you're curious why you can't add this on, you gotta make sure you remove the old stock. Okay, so make sure that's out of there as well. Same thing with the upper receiver. Make sure you remove the rear sight before you go ahead and place that in there. We also have the MOE stock, the butt pad, so a lot like the M4A1 platform. We're using that same exact stock build. Then we also have the B30 handguard, and then the AFG2 foregrip. So these two are super duper, probably the best combination you get for the front of the gun. This also looks the cleanest in my opinion. I love the B30 and it looks so good. Super clean on the AK platform. I think this is the best 545 AK you can get right now. Let me know if you guys have another build for this down in the comments. We can obviously go over and try it, but in terms of using this in comparison to the M4s, I still think I lean more M4A1 just because of the bullet. But if you do like AKs, if you're an AK fiend, this is definitely the best 545 I think you can get in your hands right now. So let's switch over and talk about the 7.62. All right, guys, let's discuss the AK 7.62 build. This is going to be very similar to the 5.45. Same thing with like the MK18 M4A1. We're going to be going with the AK B30 handguard as well on this one. We're going to go with the AFG2 foregrip as well. It's the same exact foregrip we're using down there. This is just obviously the meta attachment, so there's like no reason you shouldn't be using anything different. Now, you do get to try... I will say, before I continue with this, I will say that metagaming is good and all to make sure you get have the highest competitive advantage. But don't rule yourself out from running other kits because you want to run the meta only. Definitely try out other kits and other weapon builds and stuff like that. Maybe customize it to make the gun look a little bit better. Because ultimately, as much meta as there is in gaming, I think the fun is sucked out of it a little bit just because people want to run the best min-max gear they can get. But I definitely am trying, I try and just keep this a guide for you guys so you can reference this whenever you want to. But definitely just enjoy the game, build the guns your way. But if you're referencing the best builds you have, this is definitely what you want to use for that guide. All right, so enough yapping. I'm carrying on. So we have the AK buffer tube again, same thing, the MOE stock, and then we're using the MOE butt pad. So both of those are going to be good for the recoil control on the gun. We have the RK9 grip, and then the RPD1 charging handle. This is nice to have on the AK 7.62. So and then it really doesn't matter what scope you throw in here. It's this. I think the AK 7.62 is better off using a bigger scope than a close quarter scope, but that's personal preference as well. That I generally used a razor scope on the AK 7.62 more than any other scope I will touch on any other gun, just specifically because the bullet's a little bit larger. So, and you know, travel time, I will personally rather use this gun at a medium long range than close quarters. But everybody has their own play style and can use it however they want. I will say, for some reason though, I'm using 7.6239 BP ammo, which is a high tier ammo, which is the best ammo you can get for AKs, and I personally don't think that it's as good as 5.56 ammo, and I think that needs a buff because 7.6239 BP should be one of the best rounds in the game, and it is a good round, but it just suffers. There's like it's almost at a negative impact compared to the 55A1 round or even a M855 round. Like both of those, in my opinion, perform a little bit better. Now it might be placebo, but I think, in my opinion, it definitely seems like those rounds are performing better and killing AI and killing players faster. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know what build you guys are running. Let me know what ammo is your favorite, and let me know what you guys think of these builds right here. If this helped you out, guys, make sure to drop that like, drop that sub for more Gray Zone Warfare guides. We're gonna be live streaming over on Twitch and on YouTube, so make sure you drop that follow over on Twitch. If you want to catch me live over there, we're gonna be doing some more PvP nights, so make sure you hop into Discord as well. Appreciate all the love, guys. Thank you. I'll catch you guys in the next vid. Bye.